Thinking about taking your business global? It's one of the best ways to grow, but let's be honest, the path can feel like it's buried under a mountain of confusing regulations and paperwork. And a single mistake? A missed document or the wrong license can bring your whole operation to a screeching halt. We're not just talking about delays. We're talking about your goods getting seized at the border and facing steep financial penalties. As of early 2025, civil penalties can hit over $374,000 per violation, and criminal penalties can include up to 20 years in prison and fines of up to $1 million. But don't let that scare you. It doesn't have to be that complicated. We're going to break down everything you need to know step by step so you can expand your business with confidence. The why, your foundation for global growth, so why even bother with all this? For small and medium-sized businesses, exporting is a massive growth engine. Studies consistently show that companies that export are more profitable and learn invaluable skills from operating in international markets. It diversifies your customer base so you're not just dependent on the domestic market, and it can seriously boost your sales volume. But here's the deal. Getting your compliance right from day one is the bedrock of successful exporting. Nailing this at the start will save you from colossal headaches down the road. Smart market research and strategy, all right, so where do you even start? Your journey begins with a solid plan. One of the biggest mistakes new exporters make is jumping in without doing their homework, which can lead to huge financial losses when they pick a market with low demand or run into unexpected trade barriers. Don't try to conquer the world all at once. The smart first move is to identify 3 to 5 promising markets. Dig into trade data and market reports to get a clear picture of a country's economy, who your competition is, and any potential roadblocks. Next, you have to understand the specific rules for that market. This means knowing their product standards, labeling laws, and any tariffs. A strong export strategy clearly lays out your goals, how you'll price your products, your distribution plan, and your marketing approach for each country. Think of it as your roadmap to navigating international trade. Understanding export licensing. Now for the part that makes most business owners nervous: export licenses. Let's demystify this. An export license is just a document from the government that gives you official permission to export a specific product to a specific place. The big question is, do I even need one? Here's the good news. The vast majority of items exported from the United States don't require an export license at all. However, and this is the crucial part, it is always your responsibility as the exporter to figure out if your product falls into the small percentage that does. Generally, licenses are required for goods and technologies that could affect national security or foreign policy. These are often dual-use items, meaning they have both commercial and potential military applications and are regulated by agencies like the Department of Commerce's Bureau of Industry and Security, BIS. How to secure your export license? If you figured out that you do need a license, the process is actually pretty straightforward if you follow the steps. First, you need to classify your product correctly. This means finding its specific Export Control Classification Number, or ECCN. This code is the key that unlocks exactly which rules and licensing requirements apply to your item. Second, you'll submit an application to the right government agency. For most commercial and dual-use items, you'll be applying to the Bureau of Industry and Security, usually through their online portal, SNAP-R. And finally, a step people often forget: you have to maintain compliance. Keep meticulous records of all your export transactions, including shipping documents and invoices. This isn't a one-and-done task. It's an ongoing part of doing business globally. Staying current, a critical note for 2025. The world of trade regulations is constantly shifting. For example, a significant rule from the Bureau of Industry and Security became effective on September 29, 2025. This affiliates rule, also known as the 50% rule, expands export restrictions to foreign companies that are 50% or more owned by an entity on a restricted list, like the Entity List or MEU list. This change places a much greater responsibility on you, the exporter, to perform due diligence and truly understand the ownership of your international customers. Staying informed isn't just a good idea, it's essential for long-term success. If this guide helped clear things up for you, do us a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into international trade. And if you have a specific question about your own business, drop it in the comments below. We do our best to read and answer as many as we can. Expanding your business across the globe is absolutely achievable for a company of any size. It really just boils down to a clear 3-step process. First, do your homework and build a smart market strategy. Second, figure out your specific compliance and licensing duties. And third, follow the exact steps to apply for and maintain that license. You've got the roadmap. Now it's time to start your journey.